Welcome to the GTM Research Reserve and National Estuary. This is where they do research, education, and stewardship for 76,000 acres of protected area in South Ponte Vedra. Let's go inside and take a look. Welcome to the GTM Reserve Visitor Center. This is where you'll see a board that has all the activities that are going on at the reserve today and ongoing. And you'll see, when you look up, the North Atlantic right whale. Let's go and explore the rest of this place. This board shows you the history and the location with maps of our reserve property. It also goes over all the conservation measures and the partners we have working with us on research and conservation. At the Visitor Center, you'll see a diorama and exhibits of all the habitat and wildlife that we have here at the GTM Reserve. Here you can also find more information about the Barrier Island ecosystems, the beaches and dunes that make up part of this reserve, also the habitat and the migration of all the animals, including people that have come to this area. We do a lot of sea turtle monitoring of the sea turtle nest, so you'll find a lot of information about the various sea turtles and how many nests we've had from year to year. This is an example of what a sea turtle nest might look like. This is our reptile room. Come on in and check out the snakes that we have and some baby alligators. We have one of the rare and beautiful eastern indigo snakes here, along with a pine snake. The eastern indigo snake is named Anna. This is Cuttlebug, an eastern pine snake. We also have a red rat snake, which is called Cornflake. Here's Mama, our yellow rat snake. She's been here for a while since she was discovered, and we brought her in and found out she was about to have babies, and we had a baby snake release party. Here's our telescope where we watch our resident bald eagle that has a nest on the other side of the river over there. Here's a fish identification board. We have some examples of the different fish and oysters in our habitat. This is an important area. You can learn all about the native peoples of the Guana Peninsula, and it houses some of their artifacts and information. So this is an interactive board that shows all the types of research and the results that are done here at the reserve. We're out the back door of the visitor center. This is an amazing expanse where you see the Guana River and you can see the dam over in the distance. We call this our bird dock. You'll see people kayaking here, fishing out there, since this is a tidal area. All throughout every day, you see the changes in the tides, and oyster reefs will appear, the salt marshes. Hi, this is Guana Outpost, where you can rent kayaks, paddleboards, and bikes, and you can get your bait and tackle for fishing here at the Guana Lake and River. This is the boat ramp where you can launch your kayaks and boats for Guana Lake. It's located right next to the dam, where there's a lot of fishing opportunities in both the lake and Guana River. Okay, so this is the second launch to the Guana River that gives you access to the river and the intercoastal down to St. Augustine. This is the third boat ramp in GTM Reserve at 6 Mile Landing that gives you access to Lake Ponte Vedra. Lake Ponte Vedra is popular for paddleboarding and kayaking. There are also 3 beach access parking lots, conveniently located along A1A, where you can park your car for a small fee and walk across to the beach using a pedestrian crosswalk. This is the dam that regulates the flow of fresh and salt water between Lake Ponte Vedra and the Guana River. North of this point, the Guana River Wildlife Management Area embraces a 10-mile stretch of ponds and marshes, pine forest, and hammocks. This is truly a coastal oasis with miles of trails for hiking, biking, and horseback riding. Access to the trails and the beach access parking lots require a small parking fee when you arrive. GTM Research Reserve, it's one of 30 national estuaries in the country, and it's where 3 rivers meet the ocean, which is what an estuary is. It's a nursery for wildlife and plants and used for research and monitoring of the whole ecosystem. We're heading down to the trails where they wind through the maritime hammock and the coastal uplands, and you can view tons of wildlife. We're now at the trailhead of the GTM Reserve. There are over 7 miles of trails winding through the forest, and this is a good place to stop and check out what trails you want to go on and the conditions of the trails and some of the wildlife that you'll see out there while you're hiking or biking or horseback riding. You're allowed to bring your dogs, just keep them on a leash. This is one of the many gopher tortoise burrows we have in the reserve. This happens to be our resident gopher tortoise named Marge, and she appeared just in time for our taping. This is a green trail, which is a sensory trail, a short trail that you can use your senses to learn about the nature of GTM Research Reserve. We're on the way now to the Yellow Trail, and it's a nice, easy 1 mile out and 1 mile back from the trailhead. It takes us out to the beach at the Tolomato River. So it's a really nice trail to see all the wildlife. This is a junction to the 3 different trails that you can take from here. The Yellow Trail
is which way?
Is straight. The Purple Trail is to the left, and the Orange Trail is to the right. The Orange Trail takes you also into another 10 miles of trails that are part of the Guana Wildlife Management Area. This Yellow Trail is a combination of maritime hammock and forest. You'll see a lot of oaks and palmettos, and it has some boardwalks at places where it might get high water at different times. So you have a nice mixture of shaded forest and marshes, and then we'll get out to a beach area also. Along the trails you may see some areas that are burnt, or you might see some fires going on. These are prescribed burns, and this really helps regenerate the wildlife and keep the forest healthy. As you go along these trails, they're very well marked with signs at intersections that include arrows with yellow, purple, whatever the color trail you're on. Benches on the trails, and that's how you know you're on the right trail. So here's the end of the Yellow Trail, where you see the beauty of the Tolomato River and the salt marsh behind. The Tolomato River is essentially the intracoastal waterway. So as we stand here on the Tolomato River and see the beauty of this huge reserve, it wouldn't be here without the help of many, many volunteers who help in projects such as beach cleanup, monitoring with the researchers, the oyster reefs and the gopher tortoise burrows, checking the water quality and the health of this ecosystem. Thanks for visiting GTM Reserve. We hope you enjoy the scenic trails, the beautiful waterways, the beaches, and learning about the thriving coastal ecosystem in our visitor center. Whether you're drawn to reptiles, marine life, exhibits, or outdoor fun, GTM Reserve promises a memorable experience for all. Come discover this coastal treasure today.